Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer magazine update video. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, drop me a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys. It goes a massive way to helping out the channel too. Now, with this video, obviously what we're going to carry on doing is we're going to do what we've done in our previous videos. We're going to go through everything that we're going to get with Stormbringer magazine over a course of 10 issues. So, if you've missed it, by all means, feel free to go back and check either now or at the end of the video what we're going to get up to issue 30, what we get from issue 30 to 40, what we get from 40 to 50, and then what we get from 50 to 60, which was our last video. And there are some really good stuff. Now, obviously, I'm breaking this down into blocks of 10 because not only does it help me out doing that, it can help you guys out so you can plan a little bit better in advance what issues you may want to double up on, if any at all, and what you want out of it. And also, yeah, so you can make sure that you get certain issues. So, really good stuff. Obviously, some of these issues are going to be a pain in the ass to get hold of at some point because they will be very popular. So by all means, try and get your orders in early because there are some real good issues to come. Now, with all that said, obviously all the information has come from a Spanish website and from Warhammer.com. I don't know what comes in paint issues, so I don't know what colours will be in there. I'm guessing colours tied into minis that we get around that area, around that time, but we're going to get some really good stuff in terms of the minis, which is what we're all here for, really, I think, anyway. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight back into it. So, obviously, I'm going to go backwards tiny bit to issue 60. So, issue 60 and issue 61 are parts 1 and 2 of the Ale Guzzler Gargant. This is for your Gloomspite Gits range. It's a giant. It's pretty cool. Also known as a Man Crusher Giant. They have ever so slightly different builds that you can do with them. They're cool, they're big, they're brutish, and yeah, they'll be good fun to have. I'm not going to lie. This will be a good one. I expect this to do very well and people to snap this up as much as possible. So be warned, because fielding a handful of these in an army of destruction is brilliant. It's a very good play, and I can imagine some people were doing that. So it's worth keeping an eye out for because you're going to want to get your hands on yours no matter what. So really good stuff there, and yeah, a super cool mini to start off with. Issue 62 though, it's a paint issue. I don't know what paints, obviously, so we'll skip past it and carry on. Issue 63 though, we go back to our Kharadron Overlords. We get the Archanaut Admiral. Now, I do like the good old Kharadron Overlords. They look cool. They're, sky pirate dwarves that have metal suits of armour, and they're very steampunk-esque. Now, with this guy, he has a lot of detail to him. There is a little bit of minute detail as well, so this one will be a challenge for painters, especially if you're new. Obviously, the magazine's going to teach you some tricks to kind of make it very easy to paint. And by all means, take note of them. Find some decent painters of these type of minis online. I may have done a video on one of these before. I can't even remember. But yeah, they are good. They are pretty cool. They're different. They're fun. And I'm looking forward to getting this guy, just like I am with all the other Kharadron Overlords. Because I don't know why, I just have a little soft spot for them. Not too sure why though. But yeah, really good stuff though. Issue 64, we go back to the Gloomspite Gits, and I'm looking forward to this one. This one is Skragrott, the Loon King. Now, Skragrott is from one of the Warhammer fiction novels as well, so he does appear in a couple of them, and he's pretty cool. He's a 25 quid model for £9, which is always a bonus. He has that little squig that's kind of chomping on the back of his cloak. He has this weird crown made of metal and mushrooms because, weirdo. Carrying a few vials and a scepter and a staff with a crescent moon on there to represent the bad moon, and yeah, really good stuff. I genuinely like the model. It's a really good model. It's a different sculpt, and obviously it's a Gloomspite Git, so obviously he's up to no good and a lot of mischief, so really cool, really cool. Issue 65, we get more of our terrain. We get a Guardian Idol from the Fondian Strongpoint range. I do kind of like these. They're quite good fun. They're interesting. Obviously, the Guardian Idols are all powered by the Nexus Siphon. They are used as bulwarks against enemies, so they can fire kind of like lasers and kind of form a defensive ring against everything when the walls are intact, and you know, stuff like that, according to the Dominion novel. But yeah, they're really good. I genuinely like them. You get these guys in good old the Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin game as well, that I did the beta for not long ago. If you play as Stormcast Eternals, you can actually assemble these, and yeah, they do a little bit of defensive work, which is very handy to have. So they probably will have, well, they may have their own rules. I can't even remember anymore, but yeah, very good. I kind of like them. I might get myself a couple of extras because, you know, if you're not going to use them as terrain on the battlefield, you can make some decent dioramas out of them, which is always really cool. Issue 66 is another paint issue, in all honesty. I'm not going to lie to you. No idea what it is. It's paint. Just paint. 2 pots of paint. Who knows what they are. Issue 67, though, we go back to the Stormcast Eternals. Now, this is, obviously the picture shows 10 here, but we're going to get 5 Vanquishers. So 5 is a unit, 10 is 2 units, or a unit with reinforcements. Obviously with these as well, you can make them with the helmets or without the helmets. It's entirely up to you, but they carry these long handled blades which don't look like proper swords. Yeah, they're different, they're weird. I will be getting a couple of these because I want more, but yeah, they're good. You know, if you like your Stormcast Eternals, why not have some of these in your army and your list, because they will do a job, which is the main thing that you want your Stormcast Eternals to do. So it's actually pretty good value for money. Obviously getting a couple of these is basically a box worth, and yeah, it's good stuff. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely pick some up, or more than some. Anywho, good old 68. Issue number 68, we get our first of the Iron Jaws. So these are part of the Auric War Clans. We get a Mega Boss. So the Mega Boss is pretty nifty. Very heavily armoured, so with all these big scrap pieces of metal that have all been painted yellow, covering him. He carries a big massive axe with some gnarly bolted on teeth to it, and he has a big massive skull as a piece of armour on his shoulder. Yeah, it's a cool model. It's a good model to have, and if you're going to be an Auric player, you definitely want one of these guys around, because they are big, they are brutish, and they will absolutely smash the hell out of opponents. So really good stuff, and taking quite a lot of damage as well, because Aurics, you know, they can be stabbed, they can have arrows protruding from them, and they still don't really know that they're dead, so they will carry on. So really good stuff there. Issue 69 is more terrain. In all honesty, we get another domicile shell. This is one where, quite possibly, that's where it's got a few of the kind of pieces that are being kind of lifted and hoisted up into place. It's a pretty decent bit of terrain, so obviously you can utilise it as cover and such like. So it'll do exactly what you need it to do. So it's not too bad at all, really. Issue 70 though, we get more of the Iron Skulls. We get the Iron Skulls boys. These are cool. Obviously this is a Warhammer Underworlds warband, another one that is out of production. So this is good old 4 Aurics, all with their heavily armour. They're carrying axes, they're crudely made axes, crudely made knife, mauls and maces and such like, and yeah, they're good. I like them. They're quite cool, they're quite fun, and yeah, Definitely worth painting up, buying and collecting. Just like any of the Warhammer Underworld's warbands, in all honesty, they are super cool. They work really, really nicely, either on their own or in groups. And yeah, really good stuff though. But genuinely a nice bit of kit. And that's it. So that's all the way up to issue 70. So obviously we have the last 10 issues to look at in the near future, and we will do. There are some really, really good bits with them last 10 issues. Obviously some stuff, if you've looked at that original image with what we get with the collection, you're going to know some of it, and you're not going to be disappointed. There are some really cool bits and pieces. It will be a quicker issue to look at, and we will do something else as well with all of this. So what I am going to do is I am going to put down a whole points breakdown for all of this kit and what you're going to get with all of it. So really, really good stuff, worth looking out for, and yeah, genuinely a nice 10 issue, so should be good fun. With all that said though, thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye bye now.